Okay, everyone. There's a video that I wanted you all to check out, and I really don't think they want you all to see this because it's like you could take a look at the time frame there, 18 hours and only one view, and I know that's not usual. It's another one. Stand Your Ground Part Two. No views at all. I don't know if there actually are people seeing it or not. But as I announced before, like they are trying to mess with communications and whatnot. So here's the deal. They if anybody has seen it, left a comment on it, just what you can do is make a confirmation on video if you want. Just over the another things that you have seen. It's really up to you. It doesn't matter. But it's really important. But the other thing that I'm curious about, because of them having this much control over the devices like this, I thought of it caused me to start thinking back of different ways that we all used to communicate back in the day. It's like CV radios and stuff like that, you know? Back then it was through radio frequencies that we actually communicated with. It was from radio to radio, and definitely got to be careful with that though. But yeah, like definitely start going. You need to like literally deconstruct to see other different patterns and other different things that you may have used to do certain things, because I believe they came up with more advanced technology that they can control on the other end to get us away from that primitive technology from back then. Anyway, I'm gonna play the video on this one. If you like I said, just it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to make certain because just to be on the safe side on that. See, we play this one first. Okay, this will be the next series of the speech that I was giving out, starting with that last one. Okay. As you can see, it says no views yet. I got one like. There's views on there, but they're not letting me They're not gonna let me see it. They're so afraid that they're trying to suppress. They're basically trying to suppress people connecting. You know, they're trying to suppress it. Now I want to go into the basis as to how they started to create this fabricated self of subconsciousness. And it's not your real subconscious that I'm talking about. It's the one that they're trying to create the fabricative, duplicate of. They have this behavior that they twist and try to manipulate out onto when you're a kid, and they do this with peer pressure. What this is and what it does basically is, well, they unfavor just being yourself. Meaning, if you try to be yourself, well, you get teased, you get taunted. You don't fit in per se. You notice. I'm hinting at the words "fit in." Unless you listen to a certain type of music, unless you talk a certain way, act a certain way, behave a certain way, you get teased, you get taunted, you get rejected. All of it just stems and literally points in the direction that you being yourself is not acceptable. That's the behaviorism of which they demonstrate out onto you. Growing up, growing up, I wasn't sure about what it was, but I just didn't really go into that. And eventually I started to question both halves of the situation, you know? But I never really went out of my way to do certain things to impress people. It just wasn't in my nature to do it. But I did test social tests just to see the reactions and the behaviorism, and then it wasn't until I got older to where I did the final test that I started to understand what this BS actually was. And basically, it's to basically literally trick you into discarding your real self and replace it with the self that fits in. That was the whole point of what they're trying to do. They were trying to discard the self that God gave you when you were born. By doing that, that's like a sign of betrayal, man. Don't betray yourself. Don't. Because it's when you do that, it's when you allow yourself to be susceptible to that just to fit in, is when you give away your control that was given to you. You could be black, Hispanic, white, Asian, Japanese, Indian. You could be any color or any nationality. And it wouldn't mean shit at all what music you listen to. You got ears, it's your choice to listen to that music. It doesn't matter what nationality the singer has. As long as you like the music, that's all that matters. When you go out and you want to do something, and you know you want to do something that you want to do, that is fun for you, you do it. You don't do it out of convenience for someone else, no. Or you don't do it to impress someone, no. No, because then, if you, let's say like you're trying to build a relationship, right? Well, if you start building a relationship on something by doing something you don't like, that you both don't like, well then, it gets mixed up, and then one person's going to do something, just assume that you're going to like that, and eventually it turns out you don't, and then the lies start, just because, well, you just want to be nice, and that builds up. No. A good relationship is not built up on lies, man. And for those who do have a good relationship that is not built off a lie, I applaud all of you. I truly do. It's very rare to find one like that, It's very rare. And it's because of this this socialist tactic that they have that so many people have grown to be violent. When it comes to these gang stalkers and these people who just give into this stuff, you need to understand they're not up there anymore. They've long since betrayed themselves and discarded their true self. So when you see a perp acting the way that they act, when you see these individuals do this, understand that the mindset behind that individual is fabricated. And whatever true self that they were born into this world with has long since been stolen away. What I'm hinting at here is that, yes, they've long since lost their souls, okay? That's basically it. So the devil is like, when you start to see that for what it is, I'm telling you, the devil is a conniving bastard. I'm not even joking about that. He is a conniving bastard. Because it wasn't until like later on as I was growing up that I started to see that for what it was. And then I had my awakening later on to the whole truth. And then all of a sudden, I'm starting to get warnings of certain things, different things that are just opening my mind left and right. And then I'm just in a state of mind to where like they can't do anything anymore. They try, but I know why they do it. So by knowing why they do it, whatever attempt that they do for whatever purpose becomes in void, because you know what it is. Even if you seek, confirmation on it, it's still not giving them control. It's not. They get it in their head that it does, but no, it doesn't. A person can get reassurance, but it doesn't mean that they're giving you control. A person can check their own facts out and just make sure they are more assertiveness. They get more of a foundation on what they believe, on what their beliefs are. but it doesn't mean they're giving you control. A person can second guess themselves, but it doesn't mean they're giving you control. Seeing this stuff for what it is, man, I've become a whole lot more stronger than I've ever been in my entire life. And I believe that all of us who have survived through all the peer pressure, through all the hate, through all the taunt and teasiness, through all the nastiness that these perpetrators acted upon us ever since we were kids, growing up, through teenagers, becoming adults, there was a reason. I believe all of the stuff that we went through was our rite of passage. Because no matter what they kept throwing at us, we fought. We stood our damn ground, and we did not allow ourselves to be consumed. We didn't allow ourselves to be altered by their actions. We didn't allow ourselves to give in to any of this madness, that of which they've long since lost their mind and souls to. And today, on this day, we're still doing the same. We do the same when we hit on media and literally spill out the truth to all of those around us who are on these social media outlets who are being lied to. When we talk about this openly out in public, that's still us reformatting our freedoms, literally reformatting that control, saying we are in control of ourselves, not you, not the government, not this bullshit satanic organization that wishes to have control. No. And when I say this, even if I may swear, it's not out of hate. It's out of assertion, strength, and bravery to say it. Seeing all of this stuff for what it is, it gives me more and more strength, no matter what they're doing, because it's just fueling me with more and more the strength to resist all of this stuff that they are doing to try, out of an attempt to control, out of an attempt to convert, out of an attempt to manipulate. And it's putting me in a state that's even far more resistant to their madness than I've ever since been. I don't know if any other TI has experienced this, but let me tell you, they have tried so many tactics, and I just walk past it like it's not even happening. I don't even give it a glance. I don't even pay attention to it. It's as if like it just doesn't matter. What I mean is, I view their basically, it's so insignificant that it's not even worth a shred of notice to me. It's not even worth a glance. It's not even worth even being aware of. That's how pathetic it is. And I want people to understand, in the playlist that I've created, it's a video on there to where it heightens your vibrations. Heightening your literally raising and heightening your vibrations is what brings positivity into your life, into your being. Raising your vibrations puts you more in the stasis of being more itself with your at the spiritual level. That's why they try to downgrade your spiritual levels, because they don't want you to be aware of the abilities you have. They can't control you if you're at a high spiritual level, at a with heightened vibrations. They can't do anything. They can't. They can try, but what I mean is that it won't bother you. It won't get a reaction. It won't make you angry. It won't make you sad. It'll be nothing. You know, it'll literally feel like nothing. You in a state like this, you're able to get a whole lot more done. And let me tell you, like they tried a lot of manipulation with the nanotech they laced on me. Didn't work. It didn't work. It was like, no, look over here. No. Didn't work. No matter how many times they try to desperately get me to glance somewhere, no control. They couldn't make me do it. And they tried this 5 to 6 or 7 times, and no, it didn't work. It didn't. So, with me raising my vibrations and them doing their portracious acts, I found a formula to where it's actually allowing me to become more used to what they're doing and actually allowing me to gain more experience, becoming more and more stronger instead of the opposite. Because you see, if you're going through this with a lowered vibrations, it's going to have the opposite effect. In the playlist that I have on this channel, there's a lot of, excuse me. There's a lot of frequency videos on there that will help regulate blood flow and help bring oxygen and blood flow to the head. If you're not aware of what these weapons do and the 5G and the radiation that they send out through your environment, it promotes lack of oxygen to your cells. So there's plenty of frequency videos there. What's going on, I highly recommend people to download that. If you need a website that does this, I have plenty of them linked on the guide channel. The guide channel is MM's TI Strategy Guide. You can go ahead and look even farther down below through the videos in the list on this channel. You'll see that I did do an introduction video for that, and you'll be able to find a link there as well. Okay, end it there. Oh, got it over the speaker. Okay, I'm gonna end it there. You can check that out on the other channel if you want. But wanted to go ahead and get this other video out of the way as well. Now, the link is already on this video as to where this is. This video is, because of the position that I have it playing at, it seems like it is taken out of context. But this is this is what my belief of what the enemy sounds like when they talk.
I killed them all, not just the men, the women, and the children, because I'm Anakin Skywalker. And Obi-Wan's holding me back, and it's not
fair. Wow. That channel never gets old. And if you're wondering, that channel that made that original video is fighting to get the truth out there too. And just like many others out there as well. But it's good to see some humor nowadays, man. We are some serious dark times. Anyway, this is how the enemy conducts their tactics through cartoon-based programming of what your kids watch, what you may not be aware of. Yet another video.
I claim no copyright for the cartoon that will be shown in this video, or for the channel that's being mirrored within. This is only for educational purposes, so people be able to have more of an insight onto the enemy and its deceptiveness, and how it uses others to gain deception over those who come after them.
Thanks for their freedom. Does this sound familiar? See for yourself.
Let me back up a bit here.
In such a way where their mind is being plagued with images such as this one, and mind you, this is from Tom and Jerry how many years ago? And then of course we have predictive programming, where cartoons just so happen to predict the futures how many years ahead of time. Even this one entitled Make My Freedom from 1948. Where a sneaky salesman tries to sell the people a false American dream in exchange for their freedom. Does this sound familiar? See for yourself.
Hurry, step right up, folks. Here's the answer to your problems. Dr. Utopia's sensational new discovery, ISM. ISM will cure any ailment of the body politic. It's terrific. It's tremendous. Once you swallow the contents of this bottle, you'll have the bountiful benefit of higher wages, shorter hours, and security. Enormous profits, no strikes. Remember, you're the big boss. Government control, no worry about votes. Name your own salary. Bigger crops, lower costs. Why, ISM even makes the weather perfect every day. Now then, because we are introducing this amazing item for the first time in this country, it isn't going to cost you 1 cent. All you have to do is sign this little scrap of paper, and you get your bottle absolutely free.
I hereby turn over to ISM Incorporated
everything I have, including my freedom and the freedom of my children and my children's children, in return for which said ism promises to take care of me forever. Before signing up, you boys ought to try a little taste of Dr. Ism's formula to see what you'd get in exchange for your freedom. Go ahead, try it. You can't do this to me! I'll strike! The state forbids strikes. Wait till the Union hears about this! Ah, yes, the Union. Welcome to our ranks, number 1313. I'll take this case to the Supreme Court. The state is the Supreme Court. Our decision is as follows. No more private property. No more you. And the farm voted put a stop to this. Farmers don't vote anymore. What do they do for seed next year? You won't have to worry about next year. The state will do your planning from now on. We must fight to regain our freedom, or everything is lost. Everything. Everything is fine. 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 When anybody preaches disunity, tries to pit one of us against the other through class warfare, race hatred, or religious intolerance, you know that person seeks to rob us of our freedom and destroy our very lives. And we know what to do about it. Now, gentlemen, no violence, please. Don't throw those bottles. Don't throw those bottles.
Many of your favorite cartoons also just so happen to predict and foreshadow things such as 9/11 years before it actually took place. With The Simpsons not only predicting things like 9/11, but also things such as the Trump presidency, World War III, Lady Gaga, and much more. Along with the Illuminati card game doing the exact same thing, so we see exactly how not only cartoons but also the music industry and the entertainment industry as a whole is being used to cast spells, witchcraft, and sorcery of the mind on others, and therefore allow demonic control and possessions to take place when it comes to these industries. Always watch out for what your children are watching, and be very careful, because not only are cartoons used for brainwashing and dumbing down the masses when it comes to their subliminal programming, they also do this to program the brains and also promote the truth right in front of us with the predictive programming also. Please seek Yahuwah and his true son Yahusha so you can see the whole truth and nothing but the truth. But this is Truth Unveiled here, saying as always, Shalom.
Alright. Well, there.
I've already got links on the guide channel for that. This is just a follow-up on that because I figured that people who missed out on this should know. Gonna be posting this on the guide channel actually, but there's something else I wanted to show you all, and I wasn't playing their BS games when I went ahead and got this because they did try to do that. I wasn't. If you see one of my older videos, I was changing my password on my account, and I noticed a warning. 666, 3 6s. I noticed the warning, and I figured out what it was. Most High was warning me, don't chase after the item since they're effing with it. Instead, go on about my business and just let this go after the day. Don't even chase after the item. Don't chase after the materialism. Don't. And I didn't. Later on, I changed it again. This time, no warning. So it said it was delivered, and I went down to go get my item. But of course, I didn't do it on the first time. No, I wasn't playing into their whole control thing. I waited a bit and decided, I think I'll go down there when I decide I'm gonna go down there. not out of the not out of the whole convenience that it's just so happened to be delivered. No, no, I waited, and then that's when I decided to go down there and get my stuff. Now then, I would like to show this, but let me just pull up an image of it here. Go to Amazon. Yeah, that's something I got a while back. Maybe I can go to orders. I don't know. Go there. Nah, I'm not going that. Okay. Where is that thing? I had already ordered one of the pyramids. That's not gonna be until like later on. The material of it, do you see that blue one though? The material looks very similar to that one, but the one I have is both a bracelet and a pendant. Let's see if I can organize. Yeah, I'm gonna find it. It's somewhere around here. Strange. It should have shown up by now. That ain't it. Ah, it looks similar to this, but it's round. Let me actually go to that one. It looks just like that, but it's round. I might find the actual one somewhere around here. I gotta admit though, this organite energy thing is I could already feel like the best way for me to to really explain. Okay, that's too much for that. I don't know why they're charging that much. That's insane. The best way for me to describe the differences of wearing this is that definitely felt a change of the flow of energy around me. So it really is a phenomenon to behold that this something this small can make that much of a change. You know. Well, don't know if I can find it. Strange. Yeah, it looks like I'm starting to jump into the wrong section here. Yep, there it is. Found it. Okay, that's the one that I got. I had gotten that as well as a bracelet that's made out of the same material. But man, this thing, man, it's very difficult to describe, but like there's definitely a flow of change of energy, and I feel a lot more positive than before. And you got to remember, they're constantly trying to bombard you down with negative energy. As you can see, it's fairly priced, not very expensive at all. But I know a lot of what this targeting is doing is like they really are trying to hurt TIs when it comes to finances and stuff like that. That's one of their main goals that they will do if you let them. I've lost track of how many times they've tried that with me, but I'm always one step ahead of them on that. But I don't let their tactics put my judgment and allow me to just judge everyone the same way. No. Every new person that I meet, I always give them that one chance. I always do. If I find out that they acted out in portracious acts at all whatsoever, and I'm certain of it, that's the end of it. At that point, like I lost any type of leeway. Not that I'm giving them trust, but I lost any type of you know, any type of basically any type of way of being, you know, susceptible to their conversations and stuff. I guess that's the best way to pronounce it. Meaning, no, I'm not going to talk to the person. No, I'm not going to deal with them. Not that I hate them, but I'm not. It's just that they can't be trusted. They can't be trusted because of what they're doing. They're being paid off. And it's funny how they would actually come off saying, "Oh, well, like, this person can't be trusted," but in reality, they're just being paid off to say that, you know. And yeah, they're gonna do this, but you need to understand the cartoon that I recently showed you. It has the message in that is very important, and that's the enemy's tactics is to turn one another against each other. No one's accepted these vape trails at all in the sky, yet they went and did it. This stuff triggers many different structural behaviors, as most other TIs are aware. Some people who aren't too familiar with this don't really know, but if you didn't know, basically there are parasitic type insects laced within they're nanotech that are laced within these chemtrails. They have been spraying on people for years, man, for years. Everyone has been subjective to this. If you want to know and have proof of this, you need to look up a right frequency for both blood flow and parasites. You play that, listen to it with some headphones on, or just play it regularly. You listen to that for, I guarantee you, for within like 15 minutes, maybe even earlier. But within that time frame, you're gonna feel something move, possibly more than one thing. These things have already since invaded into your body. Everyone has already since been infected with this. And if you're wondering what the 5G thing is for, it's because 5G is using high doses of non-iodized radiation, the same type of radiation they've been beaming on us, the same type of radiation that beams through your phone, that beams through your microwaves, that comes from your local cell towers, that comes from your Wi-Fi router, all of that stuff, whether it's a tablet or anything, even an iPhone, all of this stuff is all remotely using non-iodized radiation. This is the same stuff that people are literally exposed to on dangerous levels every day. Some of you may not see the side effects of what it's doing, but when they turn this weapon on, it becomes more and more obvious. But it also means that its effects should wear off if we were to deconstruct and go back to rural times, back when we were just living off the land. Hence my whole plan of just getting out of this technological world if things go south ever. But judging from the looks of it, man, I don't think it is. I don't think it is going to go south because too many people are aware. And at this point, they're just getting to the point that we're like, well, like we just don't care. We're just going to do this, that, and the other thing, and there's going to be no consequences. First off, no, there are going to be consequences for what they've done. Because first off, there's a lot more of us than there is of them. Not to mention, they're still afraid of people getting out the truth. I mean, look at how much information they're trying to suppress. If they were not afraid, what's the point of them suppressing our information online? You know, what's the point of that? If you weren't afraid, the fact that they would even mess with it shows intimidation. And mind you, they wanted to stop information from what TIs were saying long ago, man, long ago. Other than that, well, as far as I know, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the video there. I'm probably gonna go outside for a bit. They already know I'm planning on going outside, so it really doesn't matter what me saying it. Anyway, just stay tuned for that. I might have this thing going, might not. I don't know. I'll just try to decide on whether I should or shouldn't. But judging from some of the things that I've seen, the situation depends. If you don't have a camera out, they're gonna get into character. But if you well, if you do have a camera out, they're gonna get into character and have all their staged up shit out there. But if you don't, then they're just gonna act all regular. Soon as I tried, if you've seen the recent videos that I posted, how I walked in a grocery store, then there was a cleaning station, but there was no paper towels nowhere. Again, it's bullshit. But I'm basically raising issues onto the crap that they're trying to promote, that they're trying to force upon to the people with me bringing concerns. So I'm like, okay, if this shit is not that serious, well, why are you not, if it's supposed to be serious, well, why aren't you doing it? That's how I look at it. Like, if it's not serious, then just fucking say so and stop promoting the lie. But if it is, you damn well bet that I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna be right on your ass like white on rice to make certain that you get to step in with this bullshit that you've been doing. Otherwise, admit to the bullshit of what you've been saying. That's clearly a lie, which we all know. If I ever wear a mask, oh wow. If I would wear a mask, it's only for the chemtrails. This COVID bullshit that's going on, it's not real. It's the effects from the radiation they're putting in the cell towers. These things are burning up on their own, dude. These things are so dangerous they can't even sustain themselves. There's been several of these things catching on fire, and you can even see plant life near them burning up. People are not just gonna sit on their asses and let this shit fly and let them just go all willy-nilly. And I wonder, has anybody ever shown these contractors the effects of that shit while they were installing this stuff? I'm just curious. Have they even seen what these things do, or what has been happening? The fact that they're causing fires. That's not. You see, they I don't think they were expecting that. I don't think they were expecting those things to catch on fire. I don't think. I don't know. I believe some revolutionaries did take some down, but I believe when it first started, I believe some of these things are being taken down on their own. You know. And now that there's evidence showing that these things are catching on fire on their own, they can't blame this on nothing else. They can't. They can't say, oh, well, like it was the vigilantes do. No, your shit is burning up on your own. People said it before you put this shit up that they did not want it. But you did it anyway. Crazy. Anyway, stay safe, everybody. Stay prayed up. And remember, don't let the lies fool you. Don't be deceived by the enemy.